Yeah. I don't ever remember. Like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers. I don't know what you're doing. I want you to get your mouse. I want you to check me out. And I want you to check me out. Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship. Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things, you know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world, blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go. To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you. What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things. What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff, anything that's happening. I'm willing to have a conversation about it, so come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out. Y'all looking for me? Well, here I is. What's good, everybody? What's good? I am your boy, Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab, and we about to get it in on tonight. I need y'all to click that like button. I need y'all to share this out. This is going to be an epic show. So, I hope that y'all are ready, because we about to have ourselves a wang dang doodle on tonight. Never get a notification, man. You need Tim, if you're not getting the notifications what I've done,
when certain channels do that for the other people I subscribe to, like that happens a lot with Tommy. I unsubscribe and then just resubscribe right there, and then it usually starts working for me again. So just go to both the channels. If you're not getting them for the United Guns of America either, click the unsubscribe and then just subscribe back and click the bell again and make sure that it got the little wavy lines on the side of the bell so it'll notify you. So that's how you can fix that. So, how y'all doing? How y'all doing in here on tonight? Let me shout out some people in the young chat real quick. Let me give a shout out to the first one in the chat. A salute to my man DJ Matt 121. I need some lotion. Gotta get some lotion on these hands. Let me give a shout out to Baltimore Zone 25. He said, I'm new to your channel, bro. Like your content and work. Baltimore. That's how y'all say Baltimore. You can't say Baltimore. No, it's Baltimore. That's what's up. What's up? Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Left third. What's happening, Captain? Let's see here. We got Miss June Bennett. What's up? We got Angela Jackson. We got Mrs. M, aka the Queen Bee for you. My man Troy Sherman, also a subscriber. Yes, sir. I appreciate you joining the channel, my man. And we also gotta shout out my man Joe John. Let's see who else. My man left third, of course. Chris Thomas, what's happening? C Mims, how you doing? Let's see, my man Daquan Smith, what's up? G Friend 94, one of the mods. That's what's happening. What's going on? Papa Cap. I like that. Woot woot. Here I is. Derek Myrie or Myrie. I think it's Myrie, yeah. Let's see who else. My man Crestline Iceberg. Yes, indeed. Tim Zoller. Let's see who else we got in here. Excuse me. Montreal Rather. What's happening? Zantique CHM. Sean Mixman. Agent Black. Yo. Mark Adams, a subscriber to the channel, and Crestline, a subscriber to the channel as well. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Let's see who else we got. VG Nope, I guess. My man Money Boy Trey, what's happening? Let's see, we got Champion, we got Emmanuel Lewis, Young aka Webster up in here. No, I'm just bullshit. Covette, what's happening, Covette? Oh, and then she put the thing up for the donation. That's what's up. Boy, I tell you, I really do appreciate you, Maj. Y'all really help me keep this shit together. I swear y'all do. Cause it be so much stuff I be trying to do and I be forgetting shit. So it's just hard. I'm sorry. Hey, my man Derek J just hit your boy with $50. He said catching the replay. My man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see, Calvin Dickerson, what's up? What's up? And let's see, my man Edmund Carter, what's happening? Also a subscriber to the channel. I mean, a member of the channel as well. Salute to you. And Covette, she's a member as well. So, to all of you all who may just be seeing this for the first time, you can become a member by just clicking the join, and you can become a member just that easily. So, everybody else, let me go ahead and get it together now. I saw this, well, the other day when I did the show about Kwame Brown and Stephen A. Jackson and Charlemagne the God, and I said Stephen A. Jackson, Stephen A. Smith and Stephen Jackson. I really had high hopes. I had high hopes for this because I thought, and I hoped that this would have been an opportunity for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black men to really come together and show the world what they made of. And the fact that these brothers did this, I don't know. I just don't know, man. When you have people that got money making these kinds of decisions, it really speaks volume to not just who we are as a people, but who we are as men and where we going as men. Yeah. That's just one of the things that I just had to point out with this, because it's like the thirst is real. When you're thirsty, you'll do anything to quench that thirst. You know, when you're starving, you're broke, you'll do anything. And I get that. When you're trying to get money, you ain't got it, you trying to come up. I get that part of life. You know what I'm saying? And you get desperate, and desperate times calls for desperate measures. I understand that. But when you got brothers like this who are clearly dead ass wrong, in my opinion, dead ass wrong, and they consistently just double down on the dumb shit and the stupidity, it's sad. It's really fucking sad. This has got to be for, and I remember in one of the videos that what's the dude name, Matt Barnes was making, he was talking about Stephen Smith almost being 60 years old. And the fact that that is a fact, that Stephen A. Smith is almost 60 years old. Did I say Stephen Jackson again? I'm telling you right now, I'm going to keep fucking that up, so we can just get used to it. But if Stephen A. Smith is almost 60 years old, this is one of those things that it's even more shocking. It's even more shocking. Who feels the need? And my thing is this: if Stephen A. Smith, if he's not grown enough as a man and as a person to understand what Kwame Brown is saying and to understand the point that Kwame Brown is making, and he's almost 60, what else? I mean, what else can we do? I mean, how many times do you have the name of this dude's video is Stephen A. Smith roast Kwame Brown? What 60-year-old man is roasting other men? Y'all tell me. That's like having Thomas Sowell disagreeing and coming out with a roast video. What 60-year-old man does a roast video? Jesse Jackson doing a roast video at almost 60 years old. It's like, dude, what kind of response are you trying to, what statement are you trying to make with this kind of response? This is insane. That and I'm telling you, I'm beyond disappointed. I thought that there would be a meeting of the minds coming together. I would even understand if Matt Barnes did this, because I know Matt Barnes, he just sounds like a woman. He has woman tendencies as far as just how he speaks. So I would get that. I would totally get that. I'd be like, yeah, that's what he gonna do. You know, and the fact that he kicked it off, I totally understand that if that was him doing it. But you talking about a dude, Stephen A. Smith, who is almost 60 years old. This is what he comes up with. This is what he comes up with. I just don't understand why he felt the need to do this. And now here's what really prompted me to talk about this and to do the breakdown of this is now because Kwame Brown has pulled the covers off this shit, and now they've seen that they've all imagine Stephen A. Smith, imagine Charlemagne the God, Matt Barnes, and Stack 5, Stephen Jackson, all in the bed together, and Kwame Brown done pulled the sheets off. And now they've all seen, and everybody has seen that they shit the bed. As opposed to them getting out the bed and starting to clean the shit up, they gonna sit there and lay in it like, shit, this is what we meant to do. Like, I said what I said. They saying that shit. I said what I said. This is what I said. I'm this is what I'm talking about. It's like, dude, When the jig is up and you see the error of your ways, or if someone points out the errors of your ways, atonement should be next. You know, starting the path to repair what you've done and the mistakes that you made. Just say, yeah, you know, let's fix this. The fact that you got a bunch of rich brothers, a bunch of wealthy brothers on TV, on social media, all with platforms, having the opportunity to make amends. Y'all brothers, well, with the exception, even though Charlemagne, his was definitely disingenuous, but he at least read a statement. Why wouldn't y'all just go ahead and say, man, let's not just show the world, but let's show our men, our young men, our brothers how to resolve conflict on a world stage. We could literally show the world how we can resolve conflict, not just as men, but more specifically as black men. Let's sit down. I don't give a damn if we do a Zoom call. I don't care if we get on somebody's show, everybody's show, whatever the case may be. Let's just do this and squash it. Now, even if we got beef, even if we disagree, let us all come together and just say, hey, man, let's say what we need to say as men and leave it at that, and it's done. Nope. I got to stand on what I said. I stand on what I said. Even if that's that shit Corey Holcomb be saying. I stand on what I said. Yeah, but the shit you said is wrong. Who stands on some wrong shit and just say, I stand on what I said? Or they use the I said what I said, the shit that women say. It's like these dudes have this thing to where they talking like they on a goddamn reality TV show. And everything they're saying is just some fucking quick line or some little hot little phrase of the week or whatever, and that's just it. Don't come for me unless I send for you. I said what I said. What? I stand on what I said. I'm with the shits. I'm about that. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to break down this video. I'm going to give my opinion and hopefully, man, I'm telling you like this. I felt so discouraged by seeing this. I hope that somebody gets this to these niggas. I swear I do. I know I'm just an old Chicago boy with a small YouTube channel, but I do work hard for my content. I hope that this shit gets to them some kind of way and them niggas can see this shit. Because it's like, dude, I don't understand how when somebody just shows you the error of your ways as grown-ass men, I can see it as teenagers, I get it. But as grown-ass men, how you just can't even say, you know what, let me get my shit together. Let me go ahead and just be the one to say, let's make this right. Let's resolve this. I don't understand that, man. And it's so disheartening to see this. So let's go ahead without further ado and listen to my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Alrighty. So, for those of you who have not seen this, essentially what Stephen A. Smith did in his response to what Kwame Brown has been saying about what he does and what he did to him. Stephen A. Smith felt the need to put together, I guess they call it a low light reel as opposed to a highlight reel of all of the mistakes that or bad plays that Kwame Brown has made, not in his old career, but just put together a montage of these plays. And he's doing that. And while this is playing, he's saying, he's pointing out the different errors in the game. But here's my thing, and here's where I call bullshit. Number one, I'm okay with you critiquing somebody's game when it's relevant to what it is that you're speaking about. Okay? So if we talking about, let's just say we talking about the Chicago Bears. Y'all know I'm Chicago born and raised. I'm from Chicago, nigga. I'm Chicago born and raised. I love my Bears, even though we the worst team in the goddamn world from my purview right now. But we looking up. I'm hopeful with Justin Fields. I am. Shout out to Justin Fields, wherever you at, brother. Just stay healthy and do the best you can. But if I'm talking about the Bears and I'm critiquing Bears players, I can talk about Mitch Trubisky. I can say, I can't stand his game. I don't like the way he is. He's not a good quarterback. I can do that. I can talk about the defense. I can talk about the coaches. I can talk about the front office. And I can then go through and critique these players because it's relevant to the topic. So I would be right and justified in that. If I'm talking about any other football player, any other basketball, I want to talk about LeBron James. I can talk about LeBron James as a basketball player. I can say, hey, when it comes down to him being a player on the court, he's one of the most dominant players on the basketball court. However, when it comes time for him to match up with somebody that's on his same level and on his same size, he don't answer the call. He won't go and stick Kevin Durant head up for an entire series. He won't do it. That's me critiquing LeBron James, right? That's what I'm doing. So I'm talking about his game because it's relevant to what I'm talking about as far as the statement I'm making as far as him as a player. That would be relevant. So if I want to talk about how LeBron James has choked in the past in the championship games he's been in, I could do that. I could put together a highlight reel and show how LeBron James in the fourth quarter of a playoff series, he nutted up, didn't want the ball, didn't take over, couldn't shoulder the team, and do that. I could talk about that. I could show parts of that footage of that game and say, see right here, see where LeBron didn't go and stick KD? I could do that. And that would be relevant for me to talk about, right? However, with what they did, Kwame Brown was not even a topic of discussion. When you go back, and here's why I'm calling bullshit. Kwame Brown was not a topic of discussion. And Kwame Brown was only mentioned by Jeannie Buss because she was talking about the team and the transition of the team and how Kwame Brown was involved in a trade with Pau Gasol. Had nothing to do with Kwame as a player, had nothing to do with Kwame's game and his contribution to the Lakers. None of that was even talked about. She was literally speaking about a trade that happened and how Pau Gasol came over to the team, and it was Pau and Kwame in the trade. At that point, Matt Barnes then stops the flow of her conversation, her statement, and what she was saying, and felt the need to inject that Kwame Brown wasn't a whole player. And then said, well, that wasn't a two-person trade. That was only a one-person trade. Being funny, I get it, trying to be funny anyway, but then came right back and doubled down on it because Jeannie Buss, she kind of like let the shit roll on by. She did the old Isaac Hayes, walked on by the shit. He still reiterated it again. It wasn't a two-player trade, it was a one-player trade. Thinking that he's funny, even though he wasn't. Came down to stack 5, jumped right on in with it. Get it. All right, fine. You made a bad joke. Your bad, your mistake. It didn't go over as well as you thought it would. I get it. Came right back the next show with Gilbert Arenas and felt the need to do what? Beat the dead horse and try to talk about Kwame Brown being a bust. So with that being said, that fired off the whole thing about Kwame Brown talking about what happened and why, you calling me a bust, why y'all even got my name in y'all mouth. I ain't said shit to y'all. Y'all niggas is straight tripping. So what I was saying in all of that is they trying to now make it seem like we talking about your game, bro. This ain't personal. No, that's bullshit. Because wasn't nobody critiquing Kwame Brown's game. Wasn't nobody, there was no conversation, no show, no topic talking about Kwame Brown's game. So why would you feel the need to now say that is the reason why you doing what you doing, and you put together a video to respond to what he was talking about? Because his points was about y'all niggas tearing down brothers and talking about brothers who have made it to the professional level, who have made it to the elite level. Why would y'all do that? And that's a great fucking question. Why are y'all niggas dogging men who have made it to that elite level? I don't get it. I don't get it. And Stephen A. Smith consistently does that. He not only he considers himself an analyst, but you talking shit about players, and I gotta use Shaq's words again. Nigga, you don't even have G14 clearance. You've never been a player. You've never won shit. You played basketball in high school or wherever the fuck you played, fine, but you never played on this level. And that's okay when you're critiquing a particular player that's relevant to what it is you're talking about. But you are going out of your way to talk shit about players on a consistent basis for what, to what end and for what point you're trying to make, I don't know. But you do that. And if that's what you're being paid for, if that's your thing, that's what ESPN got you there for, it is what it is. That's what you're doing for your check. I can't change that. But that don't mean that what you're saying or what you're doing is right. It don't mean that. So it's like, bruh, do what you're doing, get your money, get your check. I get it. But that don't mean that what you're doing is right. And the fact that you felt the need to do this, as opposed to responding to the shit Kwame said, because Kwame talked about you talking about him during a contract year, and you fucked up his money. And I totally get that. If I'm in a contract year in my career, and I'm trying to get paid, and I got a nigga who ain't never played talking shit about me, I would take that beyond personal. I would take that as a fucking attack on my life. You fucking with how I feed my family and take care of myself. Am I not lying? And if anybody disagrees with that, let me know. But why would you need to talk? And here's what I'm saying. Critiquing a player, saying, hey, this guy's on the market. I don't know what he's going to get. I can just say that what he's doing and where he's at right now today, he may not be top tier, but he could probably help a team, get over the hump. He could be a person, no, he is not going to take over and be the contributing factor to where a team can win a championship or not, but he can contribute to the point to where, hey, he can get you 8 boards, he can get you 8 points, which is what he was doing based on his stats. But that ain't what you did. You talk cash shit about him, just like how he talked shit about Russell Westbrook. It's like, dude, I understand you critiquing somebody's play, critiquing someone as a player, but when you talking shit about them, and especially to the point to where you fucking with their money and saying, I don't know how this guy's still in the league, I don't know how this guy, when you start going into that type of shit, to where if a team were to pick up a player, it would be frowned upon because of your influence and what you said, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's all I'm saying. And he's right in saying that shit and calling your ass out on it. You did it, and you getting paid to do it, but it's still fucked up. So let's go ahead and let's watch some of this. And I know he got like some music playing in the background, so I am going to have to keep stopping it just to make sure I'm going to run my mouth anyway. So, and let me tell you this, to anybody that's watching this for the first time, this is not a replay channel. I am doing commentary and we'll be breaking this down, so I will be stopping the video. So if you looking for somebody to just play what Stephen A. did, this ain't the fucking channel. Thank you. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Under most normal circumstances, I have considerably better things to do with my time. But Kwame Brown wanted my attention. Well, you got it now. I didn't want to have to do this, but he made me. Look, I don't have a single negative thing to say about Kwame Brown, the person. Nothing personal. Never have. And no one out here has been attacking him personally either.
And that's where you wrong, sir. That's where I don't understand why he's trying to, you see how they're trying to change this shit as if they were just doing an expose on Kwame Brown and they just talked about his play. That's bullshit, man. As my man Jim Brown would say, that's bullshit, Mr. Hand Man. I said Jim Brown. Jim Kelly.
Includes Gilbert Arenas, who did not attack him personally. It includes Steven Jackson, who did not attack him personally. It includes Matt Barnes, who he really got personal about, and Matt Barnes never said a word. It doesn't include...
He said Matt Barnes never said a word. Nigga, you lying. What do you mean Matt Barnes never said a word? Matt Barnes was the reason why this shit got kicked off. But this is another reason why I'm doing this. You see how these motherfuckers will just start literally lying. I'm just gonna lie in hopes that I can change this whole motherfucking narrative. He literally just said Matt Barnes didn't say anything. Motherfucker, yes he did. He's the one that kicked this shit off. He called the nigga, he basically called the man, he saying that he was not a player, period. Who the fuck says that? What are you talking about? This ain't got nothing to, there was no conversation about Kwame Brown and him playing. There was no discussion about Kwame Brown and his game. None. It was him as a person being traded, as a player being traded, and that nigga said he was not a person. What are you talking about, Steven? You're lying, dude. Don't fucking lie. Keep the shit a buck or 100, whatever you want to call it. Tell the truth.
Charlemagne the God either. Steven Jackson, who did not attack him personally. It includes Matt Barnes, who he really got personal about, and Matt Barnes never said a word. It doesn't include Charlemagne the God either, nor Dr. Boyce Watkins. He didn't say anything bad about Kwame either.
How is it that all these niggas ain't saying shit about Kwame? I don't understand this. Hey, shout out to my man Papa Son Howard. Thank you, man. I appreciate you supporting the platform. That's what's up. How does these niggas just not? So now y'all just gonna say this didn't happen. Shout out to my man Montreal Rather. Hit your boy with $2. Thank you, man. I don't understand that how y'all gonna really try to do this. This is like insulting. This is like some straight up political you done went politician on me now. You're literally trying to say what didn't happen, what happened didn't happen. That's that Rick James shit. Come on now, I wouldn't just go over to somebody's house and just, take my boots and mash dirt into their couch. I wouldn't just go and do nothing like that. Come on now. What do you think I am? Of course I went and I took my boots and I smashed the dirt and mud into his couch. I did it because I knew he could buy himself another one. What? Here come. What? Like, you just said you didn't, but now you saying you did. Matt Barnes didn't say nothing. He didn't say no such a thing. Man, if you don't fucking stop.
Nor did Michael Wilbon deserve Kwame Brown coming at him. But Kwame Brown's been getting personal with everybody these days. Talking a whole bunch of smack.
Nigga,
Saying,
Amanda, you call him sass. I like that. I'm going to start calling this dude sass. Instead of Stephen A. Smith, he calling him sass. I like that. This nigga sass. It's yeah, I like it. Yep. Yep. I like that.
Support black men? Really? Really? Please.
If you talking about a man during his contract year and you literally are one of the main people influencing another team signing him for the same amount of money that other people who in his same exact position are getting a certain dollar amount, and you literally influence that because you're talking bad about him and saying he's not worth what the others are getting or what the others will be or what the others are eligible for, then yes, you are not supporting black men. Yes. Sass, what you did was wrong. I understand that you did it, and I understand why you was doing it. But that still don't make it right. That still don't make it right, dude. And I don't understand why you just can't say, damn, man, I fucked up. I apologize. That wasn't my intention, but nevertheless, I did it. I apologize.
The only negative thing anybody ever said about Kwame Brown is that he couldn't play a lick of basketball. Newsflash, that wasn't a lie.
Now, if you were talking about him as a player and you were talking about him not being able to play the game of basketball, so if you had a show about people who can't play basketball that are in the NBA or have been in the NBA, you would be 1,000% correct to bring this up. You would be 1,000% to show these highlights. You would be 1,000% to talk about Kwame Brown because that would be your opinion and that is your topic. Yes, you would. Yeah, and it would be, hey, man, this is what he thought. This is how he felt about it. That's what it is. I get it. But that is not what y'all were doing. That is not what happened. He wasn't even a topic of discussion. Your boys, Charlemagne the God, Steven Jackson, and Matt Barnes, they injected him into the conversation. They made it their business to talk about this man. Charlemagne the God didn't even have nothing to do with the situation, and he injected himself. I'm standing up with my boys. He on some old, I stand on what I said type of shit. Why would you feel the need to do that? Them grown ass men on their own platform that you ain't on. I can see if you was sitting on the panel. I can see if you was one of the studio guests. You wasn't even there, dude. Why do you feel the need to come onto your show the next day to talk about not just Kwame Brown, but you're going to talk about the tragedies of his family? Yeah, his daddy did this, his brother did this, his sister did that. I went to school with them. I lived in the same town they did. And boy, you don't want to make that dude, you don't want to, that dude's basically the only thing he didn't say was that dude's a killer. Like my man from RoboCop. That thing's a killer. That's the only thing he didn't say. It's like, why would you feel the need to do that? But that comes back to the thing of what? Niggas love fucking with niggas. They love fucking over niggas. And they just will keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on. Until you respond back with equal or greater force, I promise you, a nigga will keep fucking with you. And Sass noted he was wrong. He was not talking about this dude in a light to where you would say, hey man, I'm gonna respect this man's business and I'm gonna let him get his money. Because I have, and here's, let me go ahead and let's flip this shit and let me go ahead and support with what I'm saying with facts. You ain't never seen Stephen A. Smith talking shit about a player. Hold on. Like Kirk Cousins before he got his contract. And Kirk Cousins then got 3 big ass paydays. Show me the commentary before Kirk Cousins got his deal where Stephen A. Smith was talking cash shit about it. Because a motherfucker can say Kirk Cousins is not even close to being an above average quarterback, let alone an elite quarterback, but he got elite money. Show me that video. And here's the other thing. Y'all don't see this happening to nobody else but to black players. When it comes to just talking about what it is their game is. Now, you can be in the moment and talk about that shit, but let's go back to where you just constantly bringing up, like I said before, who's consistently bringing up Ryan Leaf, Matt Leinart? Who's consistently bringing up, I mean, just think about, and here's the thing, you talking about black NBA players, you talking about black football players, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Where are the white sports analysts and commentators talking about this motherfucker? Kirk Cousins passed for 4,200 yards last season, though. That's fine. Go back to his first season, that first contract he signed. Did he deserve that franchise tag money? No, the fuck he didn't. But he got it because he was in the right place at the right time. Just like with his contract before that. I mean, his contract after that. Plain and simple. Kirk Cousins ain't won a motherfucking thing. The money that he's gotten for his contracts, he did not earn that shit. It wasn't like, yeah, well, you know, you got to give him that money. No, he got that money because he was in the right place at the right time. Bullshit to the back. But I'm just saying, I'm fine with them getting their money. I ain't hating on nobody getting that bread. All I'm saying is, where were the white commentators, where were the white sports analysis dogging Kirk Cousins, dogging Ryan Leaf, dogging Matt Leinart? Where were those guys at? Johnny Manziel, exactly. Y'all keep putting them in there. Where's the Johnny Manziel ain't do shit, but this came into the league and was just getting high. What they doing for him? Oh, we just got to get him some help. We're so glad that he's getting some help and he's been getting what he needs so that he can become a better person. I'm so proud of him for going through the program and getting the help he needed. Jeremy Lin. Where's the Asian commentator talking cash shit about Jeremy Lin? Jeremy Lin was a fucking flash in the pan, and if you want to use the word bust, that's a classic example of one. Jeremy Lin ain't no motherfucker. Oh, Jeremy Lin cold as hell, dog. Jeremy Lin one of the top motherfucking point guards ever. No, that nigga came out, had a hot little motherfucking season, and that was it. Straight trash. I'm fine with that. I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is this. Where are the commentators that ain't black talking cash shit about Jeremy Lin? Right. They don't talk about Sean Bradley. I can't say Greg Oden because Greg Oden is black. They don't do it. Adam Morrison. Eli Manning won. He's a 2-time champion. You can't knock him. I'm just saying. You can't. He's not a great quarterback, not even close. His brother is 10 times the quarterback he will ever be, but he can say, nigga, I got 2 rings, and I was a starting quarterback for both of them. So I get it. He's a fucking anomaly. But when you look at these guys, ain't nobody talking shit about them. That's all I'm saying. The only ones you see doing it are the black ones. Talking about and critiquing somebody's game is one thing, but consistently calling somebody ain't shit, bust. Right, Tony Romo. Tony Romo ain't won a motherfucking thing. They don't talk shit about him, do they? They love Tony Romo. Mr. We almost did it. I just made that shit up. I don't even know who the fuck Blaine Gabbert is. I don't hear nobody talking shit about him. Christian Laettner, I don't hear nobody talking shit about him. You can't talk about Dan Marino because even though he never won a championship, that motherfucker held damn near every quarterback fucking all-time stat for years. So you gotta let him get it. You gotta let him go. Brian Bosworth, exactly. They don't talk about his ass. After that motherfucker got trucked by motherfucking Bo Jackson, that motherfucker went and became a fucking movie star. Nobody says that. Your Majesty, you will get your ass put out of this motherfucking chat room, putting down their shackles garbage. I'm all for people having a voice. I'm all for people having a voice and for freedom of speech. But that, sir, is blasphemous. Don't you dare talk about the big cactus like that. The big Aristotle, you will not disrespect him in this chat room, sir. It's all good. But I'm just saying, Tim Tebow. Look, let me tell you this. What's my man? Coach for the Patriots. What the fuck is his name? George Murison. You don't hear nobody talking about him, do you? Nobody brings George Murison name up. Nobody brings Luke Longley name up. And Luke Longley got championship rings. Bill Belichick, thank you. Bill Belichick said before Tim Tebow even took a snap in the NFL, hey, Tim Tebow is not a quarterback. He flat out said it. Tim Tebow is not a quarterback. And everybody was like, oh, what? Why would you say that? Motherfucker, because I'm Bill Belichick and I know football. That motherfucker right there that y'all like, that motherfucker ain't no quarterback. And he still got drafted, still got paid, and was so beloved, and everybody loved Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow could be a poster boy for a garbage ass player. It's like, come on. Don't even, boy, let me tell y'all something. Now, I'm going to start putting you motherfuckers out of here. That nigga put Tony Kukoc in the goddamn thing, boy. Tony Kukoc, calling the motherfucker. The Croatian sensation? What is wrong with you, University of Juggernaut? But I'm just saying, when you look at what he was and what he did as a player, Tim Tebow didn't do shit. He got a win in there, but as far as career, come on, man. He was on a really good team. Trash. And I'm cool with that. But you don't see other commentators. You don't hear broadcasters talking about this motherfucker during the game. Yeah, Tim Tebow, what a bust he was. Right, John? Yes, he was. I don't know how he even got into the league. You don't hear anybody saying that. Big country. Brian Reeves. You don't hear anybody saying that about him. They just let him go. They let him do his thing. And it just said, when you talk about the white players in the NBA that have come and gone. I thought somebody earlier put in there Wally Zerbiak. They thought Wally Zerbiak was going to be the best thing since sliced bread. And y'all know that happens. Every time, and here's my thing, just to keep it specifically on basketball, every draft or every other draft, there's always some sensational white boy that they think is gonna be the next Larry Bird, is gonna be the next John Stockton. That's usually they won. They love a true small point guard that can shoot a little bit. Oh, he's going to be the next Stockton. They love putting that shit out there, hoping and a wishing and a praying. And the boy gets into the league, right, like a Bobby Hurley. Gets into the league. What's that other boy? What was the boy they used from Duke? They used to slap the floor all the time. I can't think of that kid's name. Came in and he used to slap the floor all the time like, you know, he's a defensive specialist. And it's like, dude, these motherfuckers come in here and y'all don't say shit about them. Was that Bobby Hurley? I don't remember. But I'm just saying they have it every year. Every other year. You'll hear this is the next one. Wojciechowski. Yes, Wojciechowski. Thank you, Tyson. Wojciechowski was, oh man, he's such a great player. And then what happens? Flash in the pan. They get a contract. Some of them hang around, be sprinkled around here and there, go from team to team, play in the game, and then they retire and nobody says anything else about them. They don't have the bust tag put on them. And these guys go first round. It ain't like they went in the third round or some shit like that. Nope. They go first round just like all the rest of them, and he's going to be the next one. The great white hope, if you want to call him that. And that's how it goes. Right, John Koncak. Oh, man. Koncak, he was supposed to be just fabulous. It's like, dude, it happens all the time, but you don't hear any white guys constantly bringing these guys up saying they're bust. And that's what I'm saying. So why would you feel the need to do this, Stephen A? Because you weren't talking about him. He wasn't being brought up as his game and as a player. He was being brought up as a man saying that he wasn't even a whole player.
When you put yourself and you put your game out there in the best league in the world, people can comment on it because you're putting your talents on public display. Before I go any further.
And this lets you know that what he's saying is bullshit because he's literally just grandstanding right now. He's literally just trying to make Greg Ostertag. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all know. Come on now. Greg Ostertag, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all know that dude was just all of like, why are you here, sir? Why are you here? That's all you need to, somebody should have just asked him. Why are you here? Right, that's another one. Eric Montross. Oh, man. Come on. Come on, man. Hey, man, y'all better stop putting these Bulls players in there, man. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to start booting you niggas. I ain't on that shit. If it was any of these Bulls players, with the exception of Dickie Simpson, any Bulls players from them 2-3 peats, y'all better back the fuck up off of them. I'm just telling you that now. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all better not do it. Don't do it. Don't get yourself booted fucking with my Bulls.
Join me in taking a look at this man.
Look. And here's my thing. You're making what point? You can find a blooper reel or what are you, a low light reel on any player. You can find that on any player. I'm just saying. Do y'all remember and here's my point. That's just like me saying, here's what Stephen A is trying to do. Imagine me saying Kobe Bryant wasn't shit as a basketball player. Kobe Bryant was trash. And here's how I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show y'all that one playoff game where he didn't score in the fourth quarter and it was win or go home. And I showed that as the evidence. So I'm summing up this entire dude's career as a player with one display of his game in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, win or go home, where he didn't score. Oh yeah, thank you, E. Or I could use his first game. His debut was trash. See, I told y'all, look at Kobe in his first game. He's garbage. What? What? Get your ass out of here. That's what he's doing. He's literally saying, I'm not gonna show you the times he looked. That's just like me saying, okay, well, I'm gonna show you a video of all of the points Kwame made. Kwame was the best. If I want to say Kwame was the best big man of all time, I'm gonna show you this highlight reel of him. And it's all of the plays that he scored. That's essentially what this dude is doing. This grown-ass 60-year-old man talking about he's a motherfucking sports analyst and he knows the game, even though he don't play it. I get that. I'm cool with that. But for a motherfucker to say he know the game and critiques motherfucking sports on the regular, he should know that this is bullshit. He should be embarrassed that he put this together to try to prove his point and defend Matt Barnes, Stack 5, and Charlemagne. That's exactly what he's trying to do. And it's bullshit. And that's why I'm here calling bullshit.
Another drop. Keep going. Keep going. Another one.
And here's my thing, too. I don't care if Kwame Brown was hurt. I don't care if he was in perfect playing condition. You're trying to prove a point by saying that this dude was not a good player by showing every mistake that was made in his game that he's played. Every mistake he's made. Every time a play didn't go right. Every time he made a mistake that he was on the court and it happened around him. He missed the pass. He didn't get the ball. He missed the shot or whatever the case may be. How does that sum up a player's overall game? And why do you think people are dumb enough to think that this shit is gonna work? Yeah, you right, man. Look at the misses. It's like, come on, dude. Michael, yeah, exactly. Even Michael Jordan, I'm sure there is a you can find, I can remember on maybe 2 or 3 occasions where Michael Jordan missed the dunk. I'm just saying, Michael Jeffrey Jordan missed the dunk. It happens. What is that to say? Michael Jordan wasn't no good dunker, man. Look at this. I can show you, dude. What are you talking about? Just like when Michael Jordan got his cash took in that playoff game with the Magic. Michael Jordan ain't shit. That's what people tried to say. Then he came back and ran 3 on their ass. And with a 72-10 to boot. That's what people tried to say. That nigga Nick Anderson uttered them words and it haunted him for the rest of his fucking career. Nick Anderson, when they won that game, when they sent the Bulls home, Nick Anderson was in the locker room, they popping champagne and all that shit, and Nick Anderson was sitting there with his bag, I'm just, it was a good game, man. I'm glad that, we were able to get the win, and it's just one of those things where Michael Jordan is not the player he used to be. I remember when I watched it live, I watched that motherfucker say that shit, and I said then, oh, you done fucked up now. Mike ain't, Nick, I said, you done fucked up now, Nick. I said that, I was like, that did it. I said, y'all do know this, right? Mike is about to show the world after that comment right there, what time it is. And he did. 3 times. With a 72-10 to boot.
Did I miss anything? Keep going. Here's another one. This is just with the Charlotte Hornets. All right, keep going. Keep going.
Like that shit doesn't happen. You acting like this dude is like the plays that he's missing, like other players ain't miss no shit like that. I done seen Shaq miss some shit like that. What is he? I don't understand why he think this is making his fucking point when in all actuality, he wasn't even talking about this man's game. They were just they weren't discussing Kwame Brown's career. Kwame Brown as a player and the trials and the fails and successes of his career. No. Exactly. Ryan said you can't be a bust playing 13 years. It's like that in itself proves your point wrong. 13 years? 12 years? 13 years? However long he played. Well, he bounced around from team to team. Obviously, he was good enough and had enough talent to where another team wanted him for 13 years. You tell me, what is the average career? What is the average career of an NBA player? What, maybe 5 years or some shit like that? What's the average? You look at football players. Average career of a football player is like 4 years or 5 years or some shit like that. It's like, okay, well, what are you saying? So if it's 10 years, so somebody said 10 years or 3 years in football, right? So if it's 10 years or 8 years, this dude was above the mark of average. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that Kwame Brown was a top tier upper echelon player. He wasn't. He said that. He said that. But there's a difference between low tier player, or I'm sorry, bust, low tier, mid range or average, above average, and then elite. There's a difference in that. That shit matters. So it's like, I don't understand why these y'all are now trying to do this damage control shit where y'all trying to make it say, oh no, we wasn't talking like that. We were just talking about him as a player. Bullshit.
The man played for 7 different teams. I got put wide open layup, miss. Keep going. Keep running.
Like that. All I'm saying is I wish that he was showing things that other players haven't done. I really do. I really wish that he was showing shit that other players haven't done. Everything that you're seeing here, you can show that another player has made. Some of the best players have made. Sko said Kwame Brown was a bust because he was #1 pick that never made a significant impact on any team. If he was picked outside the top 10 where he should have been, we would not be here. Hold on, no Sko. What is a significant impact? What is a significant impact? Let's see if we can identify that and see how he didn't measure up to that. The other part to that is too the fact that once he was bought there and the way that he was drafted on a team where he was supposed to be traded and he didn't. And because he didn't get traded, he was literally iced out of the position he was in. So I'm drafted first round, #1 pick, supposed to be traded, but then the person who runs the team, Michael Jordan at that time, is like, well, no, fuck that. I'm not motherfucker fucking around with no rookie. This nigga ain't getting these shots. I'm good. Fuck him. How do you do that? How do you do that? Tell me if you got drafted on the team with Michael Jordan say you ain't getting the ball, what the fuck can you do? What do you do with that? I'll wait. You get on a team that Michael Jordan, the motherfucking icon that he is, say, motherfucker, not only do I not want you here, but you ain't getting the ball. What do you do with that? At 18 years old, you tell me, and here's a fair question to ask. What other 18-year-old kid gets drafted into the NBA #1 pick, #1 pick, that had that done to them? I'll wait on that one too. Now, let's go back and look at other first-round pick 18-year-olds. Last one was what's the boy name? Was that I can't think of his name. What is that boy's name? But I know LeBron James was one. Kevin Garnett was one. What's the other boy name? Was it Wiggins? Yeah, LeBron was whatchamacallit? Dwight Howard, yep, he was. Kobe Bryant, he was. So I'm just saying, when you look at it, it's like, dude, out of those people we just named, those 18-year-olds that we just named, Darius Miles, he was one. Out of those that we named, how many of them was frozen out of the team that they got drafted to? I'll wait on that. Hold on, I didn't see what you said, Sko. He says, I'm not saying he didn't have a career, but let's compare number one picks of history. How much development is expected? I'm naming off these players. How many of them were frozen? How many of those 18-year-olds, Jermaine O'Neal, that's who I was thinking of. How many of those 18-year-old players, Andrew Wiggins, how many of those 18-year-old players were actually frozen out of their team? I'll wait. I'm telling you. It's like, dude, I was on the same page with this shit until I heard the fucking facts. Who the fuck gets to freeze out an 18-year-old number one pick? Nobody. But Michael Jordan can. Nobody can do it but Michael Jordan. And he was put on a team with a bunch of old veteran players. So you tell me you get picked number one, you come and the motherfucker that you idol tells you your ass ain't playing, and then that same motherfucker then is bullying your ass, motherfucking got niggas like Charles Oakley literally smacking your ass, talking shit to your ass, just shitting on you day in and day out. What 18-year-old kid gonna endure that and still have an impact, as you say? Tell me that, and we can, and I can start to like kind of see your point. You show me somebody else that's happened to. There it is. All I'm saying is that, dude, not to say that he would have been the greatest of all time, but I promise you this, with the players that I've seen Michael Jordan make better, his teammates on the Bulls that he made better, if he would have took half of that effort and put it into Kwame Brown, Kwame would have finished probably 10 times the player that he finished with, as that he finished as. We acting like these players are like on the fucking video game, like you just got your stats and that's it. Your mentality, your fucking confidence, all of that shit matters. The fact that you have the pressure of you being a number one pick matters. He had the size, he had the height and stuff to where he could have excelled, but it's like when you got somebody shitting on you every day that you fucking idolize, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's just like if I'm a wide receiver, I get drafted first pick, I go to the motherfucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Tom Brady don't like my ass. Tom Brady want to trade me for Julio Jones, but it don't go through. So now Tom Brady telling me, nigga, I ain't passing you shit. You a whole ass nigga. Nigga, you ain't gonna do shit on this team. We should have traded your motherfucking ass. I don't know what the fuck they doing where I got this young motherfucker with me. You tell me what that wide receiver is gonna become. That's all it is, man. The shit, it's simple. I'm just telling you, it's simple, dude. Right, look at what Mike did with Scotty. Scotty was an average player at best coming from Arkansas. It took several years of him playing against who? Michael Jordan, in order for him to get as good as he got to where he not only became an above average player, he became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Look at what he did. Look at what Michael Jordan did in rebirthing fucking Ron Harper's career. Michael Jordan, and people don't realize this, Michael Jordan and Ron Harper were kind of like the same player in their prime. When Harp and motherfucking Mike first was in the league, when Harp was out there at the Clippers, them niggas was going at it like literally tit for tat. You go take off from the free throw line, nigga, I'm gonna go down here and take off from the free throw line. You go and do a 360, nigga, I'm gonna go do a 360. Nigga, you come off the 1 foot, 2 hand jam, I'm gonna come off the 1 foot, 2 hand jam. They literally went back and forth like that. Ron Harper wasn't nice. Ron Harper was cold than a motherfucker when he first came in the league. And then fell off. Got hurt, had some injuries, came to the Bulls, and was actually made and got back onto his square and was like, damn, Harp cold. I can remember several games where Harp took the fuck over. Harp done dropped motherfucking 27. Because ain't nobody out there to guard him. I can recall several occasions. Dennis Rodman was Dennis Rodman. That motherfucker was always cold. Dennis Rodman was one of the most underrated players of all time. He's the best rebounder I've ever seen, but just as an overall player, the defense, the ability to score. He scored. He chose not to score. Dennis Rodman could actually score. But I'm just giving you the example of what he could have done with him. And the fact that people dismissing that, dude, just like you have an expectation for a number one pick, you should have that same expectation for the greatest player to ever lace him up. The greatest player to ever walk on a basketball court. The greatest player of all time, yes, I'm going to have that expectation of him to make Kwame Brown better. Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But he didn't. And that shit mattered. And hey, this is what happened. But this nigga doing this shit is proving no point whatsoever.
All of them. Keep rolling. This is Shaq. Keep going. Keep, hey, go ahead. Watch this. Look at that pass from Steven Jackson, his former teammate. You see? You see that?
Like no one or no big man has ever missed a pass. Like, it's like, I don't understand how he's like doing this shit and him being who he is saying this like, yeah. Sass is really tripping. I'm just saying. He's really trying to make this point and drive this shit home, acting like, yeah, this is just terrible, ain't it? A big man missing a pass. Like that shit don't happen. I'm not going, and yes, I'm not going to even get into the fact that Kwame was out of shape, that Kwame had injuries. We ain't even got to go there. We don't even have to put that on the table. What he's trying to do now, I'm going to put together the plays that he has missed in his career, and I'm going to say this is why I'm saying he was a bust. You could find 5 minutes of misplays by Chris Bosh. You could find, 5 minutes of misplays by Shaquille O'Neal. 5 minutes of misplays by Dwight Howard. 5 minutes of misplays by whoever. And that ain't gonna prove if they a bust or not. That's not gonna prove if they just, this is just the worst player of all time. I'm just saying, he's the worst of all time. He's the WOAT. Hashtag WOAT. WOAT. Come on, man. This is stupid.
Here it is again. Another drop. Another air ball in the lane. A layup. An air ball layup. Keep going. Keep going. getting dunked on by Brooke Lopez, who can't jump. Look at this right here.
Brooke Lopez, who can't jump. Boy, I don't understand how this is like he's really trying to sell this shit. He really is. He's really trying to sell this. Like, you ain't never seen a great player get dunked on? Like, that shit don't happen. I'm talking like a great player getting dunked on. Nah, I really don't see that, bro. I don't never see that. Well, let me show you, man. There's a great basketball player by the name of Patrick Ewing. I don't know if you may have known him or not. He's now coaching, I believe, at Georgetown, I think. But Patrick Ewing, and you can go back and verify this. Don't take my fucking word for this. Patrick Ewing used to get dunked on quite often. Scottie Pippen dunked the shit out of Patrick Ewing, one of his greatest highlight reels of all time. But let's forget that. Let's just chalk that up as luck. Scottie got lucky and he dunked the shit out of Patrick Ewing on it in the playoffs, and it was probably one of the ugliest, nastiest, most embarrassing dunks I've ever seen. But let me show you this, or let me say this. Patrick Ewing, every time, hear me, every time that Patrick Ewing played, or Patrick Ewing and the Knicks played the Houston Rockets and Hakeem Olajuwon, like clockwork. And those of you who remember this will be able to verify for me. But if you don't believe me, go back and look. Hakeem Olajuwon, every time that they would start the game, the first play would go for the Houston Rockets to Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon would back this nigga down in the paint on the block and would dunk on his ass every time, or lay it up right in his face. Every time. First play went to Hakeem on Patrick, and that was it. I've never seen Patrick stop it. Never saw him stop it. He said, but that's Hakeem, though. You're right, but that's Patrick, though. You see my point? But that's Patrick, though. Name me another player. Name me the play that somebody did on Michael Jordan every time they played. Name me the play that Clyde Drexler did to Michael Jordan every time they played. Name me the play that Sean Kemp did on Scottie Pippen every time they played. You can't. All I'm saying is this. It was just a fucking dunk. It don't make Patrick Ewing a fucking bust. It don't make Patrick Ewing an ain't shit player. It didn't. Patrick Ewing is still one of the greatest centers of all time, ain't he? Yup. Even though Hakeem Olajuwon owned his ass like that karate boy and Daniel LaRusso. I own you, LaRusso. I own your ass. Same thing. So the fact that you got dunked on don't matter. Hakeem Olajuwon shitted on some of the greatest players of all time. He worked the shit out of David Robinson. He worked the shit out of Shaquille O'Neal. They didn't have there was no one who had an answer for Hakeem Olajuwon. In my opinion, Hakeem Olajuwon is the best center of all time. If I had to start a franchise today and I get to pick a center, I'm picking Hakeem Olajuwon. Nobody could stop him. The nigga was a 7-foot fucking soccer player. He moved like a fucking cat. That's just me. That's just me. I'm just saying. So it's like, when you're talking about this, what are you really trying to say? You're saying nothing. He got dunked on by Lopez. I don't know who the fuck Lopez is. And yes, Lopez can't jump. But that doesn't make him a bust because he got dunked on by him. That's not even close to trying to make your point there, Sass. Right. Michael Jordan dunked the shit out of Dikembe Mutombo, who, if you look back over his career, I don't even recall that many people dunking on him, especially during his prime. Michael Jordan dunked the shit out of Dikembe Mutombo in his prime. Not at the end of his career, not when Dikembe was hurt, not when Dikembe wasn't looking. Mike came in there and went at his ass and then gave that motherfucker the finger like, no, no, no. That was Mutombo shit. No, no, no. Like, Mike was like, okay. All right, motherfucker, here it come. Why? Don't matter. It don't matter. It don't mean that, man, Dikembe's a bust. What?
Keep rolling the tape. Look at that pass. First of all, he traveled on the pass before he threw the pass. Keep going. Here we go. Oh, my Lord. Keep going. Here we go.
Yeah. He really think he doing some shit.
13 years in the NBA. 7 different teams. And I've got an unlimited bank of bloopers for every stop.
I have an unlimited bank of bloopers. 13 years in the NBA. 7 different teams. Can y'all please educate me? Educate me. I'm asking for someone to help me and educate me and show me the other players that you would call a bust and that are being talked about as bust, being talked about as the worst player, one of the worst players that has had that type of career. 7 teams, 13 years. Please. Just please show me the names. Somebody educate me. I'm asking for y'all to really just tell me like, damn, dude, let me get you straight. Let me show you. Let me give you, you know, let me give you some people. Right, Vince Carter. I think Vince Carter played down there 20 years. Vince Carter probably playing right now. Ain't Vince Carter in the playoffs? That motherfucker to play so long. I'm just saying, somebody please put this person let's see these names. And then, because this is a 2-parter now, so you got to show me these people's names. You got to tell me who this player is. And then you have to show me that prove to me that this player is called a bust. This player is called a non-player. This player is considered one of the worst players of all time. Y'all can Google the shit. 7 teams, 13 years. Now, see, there's okay. So we ain't gonna even talk about Marcus. Come on, Your Majesty, that shit ain't funny now. You can stop it. But Markelle Fultz, I don't hear nobody talking about him. I don't hear nobody bringing up Markelle Fultz is a bust. Marcus Camby, right? You gonna say he a bust too? You see what I mean? You don't hear it. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, and all I'm saying is this. So you saying, so what is a bust to me? A bust to me, or an example of a bust, would be a Jamarcus Russell. Classic example of a bust. Ryan Leaf, classic example of a bust. Greg Oden, classic example of a bust. Greg Oden he never even got healthy enough to play. So it's like you either become a good player or bust. That's what I'm saying. You never actually got to like say, okay, this dude he was able to play. He got hurt so consistently. It was like, dude, he couldn't get past his injuries. He just couldn't get over it. It's like, but all I'm saying is that he is not synonymous with bust. He's not consistent. And what I'm saying is you can call him a bust. but he's not brought up consistently by other Sass, Matt Barnes, Stack 5. You don't hear them talking about him. OJ Mayo, yes. Adam Morrison. What's the other big boy that went to Miami? First rounder. He was a big man. And he got drafted to that team when whatchamacallit was there, when Flash was there. What is his name? All right, so this dude gonna keep going, so he think this shit a joke. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna give you a warning now. But somebody tell me what that dude name was that got drafted to Michael Beasley. Thank you, Crestline. Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley. Just saying. Big man too. Come on now. There it is. So it's like, all I'm saying is this: when you're talking about a player that you're going to consider and say that that player is a bust, all right, that's one thing. That should, and they can even be subjective. But then you're talking about somebody who is consistently being brought up as that, and they've been in the league for 13 years, 7 different teams. You can't. It's one of those things to where you got called something that really don't make sense. Like how people use the word coon, or people use the word Uncle Tom. You ask a motherfucker what a coon is, the nigga can't tell you. You ask a motherfucker what a coon is, they can't tell you. You ask a motherfucker what a Uncle Tom is, they can't tell you. And in all actuality, Uncle Tom was actually a good motherfucker. But because a lie has been told for so long, it became something else. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when you have somebody just consistently telling a lie, or they're consistently just making up some shit, the shit will become true, and people will think the shit is true. That's all it is. What about the linebacker that got drafted first round, went to the LA Rams, the dude that came out as a homosexual? He literally had every opportunity, but just he couldn't get on that next level. He couldn't play on the next level. Not Brian Ballsworth, Sam, yeah. Michael Sams. Michael Sams got cut. First round pick got cut. They was like, man, fuck this. This dude can't play. He cannot play on this level. Now, if you wanted to say that Kwame Brown was a bust, you would say Kwame Brown got drafted and then Kwame Brown got cut and we never heard from him again. Michael Sams would be a bust. He came into the league, first round pick, went to a great fucking team, couldn't cut it, and they cut his ass, and that was it. Jamarcus Russell, they said, fuck it, man. We gave your ass all this money and you still ain't trying to play. You done put on motherfucking 50 pounds and everything. Fuck it. It's over. That's all I'm saying. So it's like there is some kind of line. I'm not just trying to defend Kwame Brown and say, oh, no, he could never be a bust. He could have been. Kwame Brown ain't even a great player. He never said he was. But for what they're trying to do, and now they're trying to turn this around, this is bullshit. Sass? And they gave Michael Sams every opportunity, partially because he was gay. Because he was, they didn't want the NFL nor the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, at the St. Louis, were they St. Louis then? Whatever. The NFL nor the Rams wanted to cut this guy and have it be where any type of speculation could be made to where they cut him because he was gay. So they gave him every opportunity to make the team. They gave him every opportunity to get on this shit and to say, hey, man, if you going to play, like, here's a chance. We're going to give you another chance. It's like, yes, and to just let me throw this back out there since somebody just put it in the chat. Sko. Christian Laettner was on the Dream Team. They snubbed Shaq for Laettner. You tell me what impact Laettner has made on a team. Tell me what impact Christian Laettner has made on a team. And Christian Laettner is not synonymous with bust. That's the same thing you late Alabama Jones. That's the same thing that pretty much that Sko said. And I just asked that question again. Christian Laettner was on the fucking Dream Team. First rounder and all. You don't hear not one. You don't hear a Skip Bayless. You don't hear a Colin Hurd. You don't hear any of these motherfuckers. You don't hear none of these dudes. Brochard. You don't hear none of these motherfucking commentators, none of these sports analysts talking shit about Christian Laettner, do you, sir? You don't. And you know what? Them dudes have tried to say he was in NWO Wolfpack for life. I wonder if he's from the Hundreds. Wolfpack from the Hundreds? But anyway, he said he was labeled as the greatest college player ever. Christian Laettner did score more than Kwame Brown. That is not the question. My question is this. Would you consider Christian Laettner a bust? You take every player that was on that Dream Team, and they are every player that is on that Dream Team is one of the 50 greatest players of all time. $107 EBT. That's what's up. You tell me that. So I don't. You saying Alistair Hall, Christian scored more than Kwame Brown? Okay, you are right. I'm gonna give you that. I ain't gonna even go look that up. Christian wasn't nice. Christian was not nice. He did not live up to first round draft pick potential. He did not live up to Dream Team potential. He didn't. So why is there nobody talking about him and calling him a bust? That's all I'm saying. They don't say that about, thank you, Titus. They don't say it about Johnny Manziel. They don't. They don't say it. That's the point that I'm making. All I'm saying is that what you don't see anybody talking shit about Christian Laettner to this day. And he didn't even come close to living up to the potential that he was drafted on. He just didn't. You don't hear people bringing up, people don't even talk about Ryan Leaf. And well, ain't that some man? Ain't that something? Christian Laettner, did he play for 12, 13 years? I wonder. But you don't hear it. That's all I'm saying. You don't hear anybody saying that shit about this man.
That was just a short version. I got 15 minutes. I just showed you one. I got 15, and I was just getting started. Kwame Brown made $63.9 million in the NBA. $63.9 million. And he feels slighted?
Now, here's why he said he felt slighted, which is totally understandable. When he signed that contract for $25 million, his counterparts, same position, same numbers. His numbers was 8 and 8 then at that time. They got upwards of $60 to $80 million. He didn't. He got 25. Would that not be something that would make a difference to y'all? I'm just saying. Y'all tell me. Would that not matter? Would you not be mad at a motherfucker who was talking against your ass so bad that he fucked you out of roughly about $40 million? Let's just go on the lighter side. 30 million. Y'all tell me what nigga you know could talk about your ass to the point where you lose $30 million and you cool. You okay with it? We're going to give you this 25 instead of this 50 or this 60 that you was going to get. We're going to give you this 20. And let's just say they scored him at the low end of what his counterparts got. When you look at Kwame Brown video where he talked about the other motherfuckers who got contracts who had the same points that he had, same stats as he had, they got upwards of $60 to $80 million. He had to take a $25 million contract. I'm just telling you, who would be okay with that is what I'm asking. Who would be okay with that? That's my only thing. Who in the fuck would be okay with that? I know I wouldn't. Hold on, what the fuck this man say? See, this is my problem with niggas. Now, this dude, Your Majesty, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes of fame. This dude, Your Majesty, came in here since the beginning. And every player that we've talked about, he's always been naming some great player in contrast to what I was saying. The first couple of times, I let it go. I even acknowledged and said one of them was funny, thinking he would calm down. This nigga won't stop. I put him in timeout. He came back after a timeout, trying to let the dude be a part of the conversation. He still won't stop. This is the problem with niggas. They just can't. They got that Puff Daddy gay shit going. Can't stop, won't stop. Take that, take that, take that. That's all they want to do. He's insisting on being a dick in the comment section because he think the shit is cool. So it's like you try to give a nigga a chance and you can't. You literally can't. You have to fucking exile a nigga in order to make them stop. Why is that? You have to exile a nigga in order for them to fucking stop. He just kept doing it. I then warned him to stop doing it. Then he didn't block. I timed him out. Amanda, I had timed him out. I had asked him to stop. Then I timed him out to stop. And then as soon as his 300 seconds was up, he right back at it and he thinks the shit is like hilarious or he think it's funny. It's like, why do you keep going? You made your point, even though everybody wasn't laying like everybody, he's so funny, he's cool. You made your point, you got your chuckle, you got your laugh. Why keep doing it even after I asked you to stop? That's niggas, man. That's niggas. But it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. He's gone. Bye-bye. But look at Allison Hall says, look at Dwight Howard. He was bad. Look at him now, won a championship. Why can't Kwame Brown do that? Boy, so did you hear what Shaq said about Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard didn't do shit, but he was a consolation ring winner. That's just like me saying he didn't do what Bill Winnington did. He didn't do what Dickie Simpson did. That's the same thing that you saying, Alistair Hall. You see how far you have to reach in order to even attempt to try to make a point? Dwight Howard didn't do shit on that LA team to the point to where Shaq even called him out. Shaq got G14 clearance, as he says. Shaquille O'Neal called him out like, nigga, how you celebrating on social media like you really came and won that championship? Nigga, you need to chill. You need to fall the fuck back, take your ring in silence, and shut the fuck up. You was a professional bench warmer, nigga. You crazy. Look at the Lakers now. They have a no. Don't try to talk about look at the Lakers now. We talking about when that motherfucker won. when that motherfucker won last season, in the what's the chick on oh goddamn, I can't think of her name. What's the Mexican chick, the Hispanic chick that's on Basketball Wives? The chick that say you a non-motherfucking factor. Fucking Dwight Howard was a non-motherfucking factor on that team last year. Don't even try it, Alistair. Don't even try it. Don't even try that shit. Yeah, Evelyn Lozado, exactly. Thank you. Dwight Howard was a non-motherfucking factor on that team last year. And he on motherfucking Instagram and motherfucking Facebook Live and yeah, we won, man. We did it, man. All the hard work, man. We built different than these niggas out here, man. We won this shit, nigga. Get your ass out of here. That's what that nigga was doing. He out there like, yeah, man, got the goggles on and shit, holding the trophy. Nigga, about 8 motherfuckers that held that trophy before it got to your ass. Yep, and JaVale was the same way. Hell, JaVale made more of a contribution than Dwight Howard. And Dwight Howard like, yeah, we did it, man. I done finally won this shit, nigga. Nigga, I done finally won this motherfucking championship, nigga. I done worked so hard, nigga. Hard work pay off, nigga. Goddamn, nigga, I'm dead. Nigga, I can't hold my emotions, nigga. I'm so full right now, nigga. We done finally won. Nigga, get your ass out of here. You ain't hear shit, but sat on that bench, boy, and kept the towels and shit together, and you kept the Gatorade organized for the niggas doing COVID. He was the nigga holding everybody mask. Oh, LeBron, I got yours. There you go, LeBron. Anthony, AD, here, I got your mask. I can't believe you tried that. Oh my God. He said if they had the same team, they would be blitzing it. We ain't talking about what's happening this year. We talking about the year that you mentioned, sir, which was the year they won the championship. Why are you talking about if they woulda, shoulda, coulda this year? No, When they won the championship, that nigga was a non-motherfucking factor. Plain and simple. Dwight was scoring and rebounding. He did better than Kwame. Boy, nigga, go ahead on, man. All right, now, let's go ahead. He just continued to make this shit up. Dwight was a non-factor, sir. They did not need Dwight Howard. They didn't. He was there as a backup in case AD would have, if AD would have got abducted by aliens, then they would have put Dwight Howard in. If Dwight Howard, it would have took Anthony Davis and JaVale to get fucking abducted by aliens in order for Dwight Howard to have been a factor in that championship series last year. No fucking way. That dude was not a factor. They could have, Dwight Howard could have sat out the entire playoffs and they would have still fucking won. I ain't talking about what's happening right now with Phoenix, who they having issues with the state, board of education. I don't give a fuck about none of that. That motherfucker could have been left in a motherfucking sarcophagus last season and they still would have won. That shit didn't matter, bro. I'm sorry.
Out of his pocket, $63.9 million to play like that. Average 6.6 points per game for his career. As the #1 overall pick, that's the second worst career, $63.9 million to play like that. Average 6.6 points per game for his career.
He averaged 6.6 points per game for his career. How come he didn't bring up the rebounds?
As the #1 overall pick, that's the second worst career scoring average for a #1 pick.
Career scoring average. And here's where I'm gonna go with that. You're talking about his career scoring average of 6 points. I get it. #1 pick, understandable. When you're talking about a big man, and I'm not a basketball aficionado, I'm not a scholar, but I do know standards for basketball players are for basketball player big men are what? Last time I checked, it was a double-double, 10 and 10. That's standard. That's like, hey, you killing it. If you want to say that you one of the best big men in the league today, you got to at least be bringing a double-double. 10 and 10. If you got 10 and 10 today, you are considered to be one of the best big men in the game. That's what that's just that has been a standard for big men for the longest time. Now you got these niggas now that's shooting threes and all that shit. That's one thing, but only the upper echelon big men, yo, Kevin Durant's and shit like that, totally different. KD gonna get your ass study. That's all good. Yo, average big man gonna give you 10 and 10. Average big man, I'm talking like this dude ain't the man. He ain't even your second option. I'm talking just standard big man. Yo, big. A nigga playing the 4 or the 5, he gonna give your ass 10 and 10, and they like, hey, he did his job. Udonis Haslem, when he was on the fucking Miami Heat, when they was fucking winning, even though in spite of Chris Bosh, 10 and 10. 10 and 10, that's what it was. So he's half of that. And like he said, he's not one of the best big men of all time. We ain't saying that. But if you talking about a 10 and 10 person and this dude averaged 6, I wonder what his rebounds were. Let's say if his rebounds was 5 or his rebounds was 6 or if he was 5. Right. There you look at that. Now look at that. This is why I love doing this shit. K. Petaway put in there, Ben Wallace averaged 5 points a game. 5.7. Paul Gasol, I said Paul Gasol, 4.2. You see how disingenuous this puss ass nigga is, man? That's some hoe ass shit. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, like, do you see how he's bullshitting everybody? That shit is whack as fuck, dude. Ben Wallace, 5.7 points a game. So, based on what this nigga's Sass's logic, I can say Kwame Brown was better than Ben Wallace. I'm just telling you, like, what? Kwame Brown is better than Pau Gasol. Based on what this motherfucker's saying, hey, man. Based on what this dude is saying, there you go. Oh, he said Powell averaged 17 a game in his career. Was his career average was 17 points? Now y'all gonna make me look the shit up now because we got conflicting motherfuckers up here. Hold on now. Hold up. Wait. Let's go ahead and let's hit this motherfucker Google. Google is our friend. Let's see here. No, niggas. Ben Wallace's career is 5.7 points. I'm looking right at the shit. Fuck what you heard. So that's what I'm gonna say. So anybody else who in here talking shit, Kwame Brown is better than Ben Wallace. He averaged 6.6. This nigga averaged 5.7. You hear how stupid that is? Do you hear how stupid that is? That's exactly what this stupid motherfucker's trying to say. Yeah, Powell was 17. So he was right, whoever put that in there. Powell was 17 for his career. And shit, Pau Gasol played motherfucking 17 years. But we can take Powell out. I'm gonna use Ben Wallace. Motherfucker won a championship and everything. Fuck what you heard. I'm going to use Ben Wallace. I think Ben Wallace got 2 rings. I don't give a fuck about his blocks. Whatchamacallit, Sass ain't talking about his blocks. Sass is talking straight points. Now, I'm going to be sassy like sass. Okay. What? Where the points reside? Where the points reside? Where the points reside? Huh? Or what?
In the last 49 years.
There it is.
13 years of playing like that. Making money for himself. And of course his family along the way. And he's angry. 13 years. One time he averaged double digits in points. His third year in the league. In the last 10 years, he did it. He never averaged more than 7 rebounds per game. In one season. In his entire career, he's 7 feet, 270. And he ran every day on the internet? Out there going after everything.
And here's my thing. What does that have to do with y'all calling this motherfucker a non-player? Calling him a bust? He's just proven that he was a better scorer than Ben Wallace, 2-time champion. I'm saying that to say this. Anybody who has any fucking bit of sense knows that fucking Ben Wallace was a better player than fucking Kwame Brown. Everybody knows that. The point is this. This nigga Stephen A is trying to point out some shit using stats that are fucking bullshit. You're bringing up points that are non-fucking factors in your assessment. That's all I'm saying. You trying to say, yeah, he only averaged 6.6 points a game. Nigga, for somebody who was hurt, somebody who was frozen out in on a fucking team, nigga, that ain't too fucking bad. I'm just saying. And if you look up, thank you 24K Studios. If you look up Kwame's minutes, come on, man. Come on, man. Kwame, everybody knows that. Kwame didn't get no fucking time. He didn't get to play at all. He didn't get no time. I ain't looked it up, but I'm gonna go as far as to say, ain't no number one pick big man that played less minutes than Kwame Brown. I'm gonna step out on a limb and say that. Motherfucker, prove me wrong, I'm fine with it, but I'm just gonna say that. 22.1 minutes per game for his career. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yes, Dorian, we all know that Ben Wallace is a better player than Kwame Brown. The point we were making is that Stephen A was trying to say that Kwame only averaged 6.6 points per game. Ben Wallace only averaged 5.7. Ben Wallace was a 2-time champion and one of the best big men to play the game. So why would he even bring that up? Is the point that we're making. Because if he's trying to use that as one of the anchors for his logic, then he's flawed big time.
Everybody talking about people's children, talking about people's relationships, talking about people's family, talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with basketball, all because you couldn't play?
Now here's the thing. He talking about this dude family, talking about this dude children, talking about all of the personal shit that Kwame brought up was justified. Why? Because these niggas is talking about this man as a fucking person. Y'all ain't critiquing his play. Y'all are talking about him as a player, and y'all motherfuckers is talking about, not as a player. Y'all not even talking about him as a player in his career and critiquing his game. Y'all are talking about this nigga just being a bust. Unfounded. No stats to support it. But yet and still, that's what y'all choosing to say. So, okay, if you're gonna just make shit up and just say that he's something that you can statistically prove that he's not, the other part to that is, ain't nobody else doing this to this motherfucker. Ain't nobody else doing this to other players who have less production than he's had. Why do y'all feel the need to do it? How much is this nigga supposed to take before a nigga come back and say some shit? So if it was me, hell yeah, I'd be like, oh, so y'all niggas want to talk? You got 2 niggas, and let's call a thing a thing. Let's talk some straight facts. Matt Barnes is not a great. Matt Barnes don't have G14 clearance where he can motherfucking say, yeah, I was one of the best motherfuckers to ever do it. Stack 5 wasn't. Stack 5 career was boop, 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 boop. And that was it. Now, if you had all the smoke and you got a motherfucker like LeBron James and D-Wade talking, and D-Wade and LeBron are talking about everybody in the league, yeah, they could kind of do that. Yep, I get it. But I would say this, not even dumb niggas got way more class than to sit and just call a nigga a bust. They got way more class than to just sit and talk trash about a nigga. Matt Barnes was decent, but Matt Barnes wasn't even close to being one of the motherfucking greatest players of his time. Matt Barnes ain't even one of the coldest niggas in his era. Fuck what you heard. Don't even try to put that shit out there. Matt Barnes was a role-playing teammate. Hey man, we can get Matt Barnes. He know the game. He know how to play goal. He know the offense, and he can stand there. He can come and help us. Coming off the bench or whatever, he can start a couple of games. He was average at, Matt Barnes was an average role player at best. There it is. That's the facts. He was an average role player at best. All of that, he's an enforcer. He always trying to fight. That nigga got more he has more notoriety from trying to start fights and being in motherfucking arguments and shit on the court than he does as far as plays. So I ain't trying to even go there with that shit. Matt Barnes was I'm going to say it again. Matt Barnes was an average role player at best. At his best, average role player. Not starter, not six man, not X factor. Average role player at best. Right, he was no big shot Bob. You see what I mean? See that? You hear that name? Robert Horry, pull up his numbers, and you can talk about Robert Horry all you want. They call him Big Shot Bob. The nigga is a championship winner. He wins championships. He is the nigga you want on the court when it's 2 minutes left or 2 seconds left. He's the guy you want out there. Big Shot Bob, that's his name. Never led the league in scoring, but yet and still, his name is Big Shot Bob. The nigga has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rings. He has his thing. You can't even put that many people in this dude's fucking category. How many big shot Bobs are there? Name another Big Shot Bob. Clutch, fourth quarter, game winner with championships. Michael Jordan. I'm just telling you, Michael Jordan. That's the next motherfucker to come to mind. Send your ass home. I get rings, and I do this. Michael Jordan. Steve Kerr. Send your ass home. Kerr, send your ass home. Reggie Miller. Yeah, Reggie Miller send your ass home, but Reggie Miller ain't got no rings. Ray Allen. Yeah, Ray Allen got rings. Send your ass home. That's just what it is. You see what I mean? It's like you can actually point that. What you got to say about Matt Barnes? Really? What do you have to say? Nothing. Right. Steph Curry, send your ass home. That's what I'm saying. He said Matt Barnes, right. He got a ring, right. Courtesy of Kobe. Yes. Okay. I get it. All right. Go ahead, motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. So what is he really talking about here? He's not talking about shit.
Where's the mirror, Kwame? When you gonna look at you?
And here's the thing. Kwame done already looked at himself. Kwame ain't never said that he's nothing. He's never claimed to be anything but what he is. What he cares about the most, he said he's been saying it since, well, I'm saying like this. Since I've been seeing him on YouTube, and that's been over a year, he's always talked about the shit that makes him happy. Hey, I got my own shit, my own land. I got my tractor. I'm out here doing me on my own land. I'm building shit. I got buildings. I got shit that's mine. That's what I care about. There you go. He ain't never been, yeah, you know, back when I was in the league, man, shit, boy, motherfucker couldn't touch me. Motherfucker couldn't stop me in the league. He was never that nigga, ever. He don't be on that shit. He talk about man shit, building shit, how motherfuckers act out here in the world, how these young niggas need motherfuckers to tell them what the fuck time it is and what's really important. That's what he talking about. Y'all talking about we uplift black men. Y'all niggas don't do shit but smoke, get high, and talk on that show. Come on, man. And ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what y'all want to do. It's America, goddammit. Land of the free, home of the brave. Do what you do, but don't try to act like you something that you not.
The basketball player. We ain't talking about you, the man. We ain't talking about you, the father. We ain't talking about you, the son. We're not talking about you, the human being. We're not talking about you as a person. We're not attacking your character. We just said you can't play.
And here's my thing. That's subjective. I'm cool with that, Sass. But I'm again ask the question. And anybody else that agrees with Sass is fine. And all I'm doing is asking this question. How many other white sportscasters, how many other white podcasters, how many other white networks say the same thing about other white players? I'll wait. I'll finish off my cocktail while somebody tells me who else does it and on what channel, so I can go look it up, on what podcast so I can go listen to it, on what YouTube channel so I can go look at that, on what ESPN2 or ESPN4, on what other sports channel, TBS. Y'all let me know. I got a new drink and I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead because right. Thank you, E. Crickets. Here's my point. Ryan Leaf, Team Bone said Ryan Leaf is the biggest bust ever. He tops everybody's list. Okay, let's go with that. Tell me and show me what podcast is talking about Ryan Leaf today. What major sports network is talking about Ryan Leaf today? What sports commentator talks about Ryan Leaf today? What sports analysis analyst talks about Ryan Leaf today? Tell me the last time you heard Ryan Leaf's name during a NFL game and he's being compared to somebody or being mentioned as a bust. You don't hear it. Tell me the last time you heard someone say Ryan Leaf can't play. Tell me the last time you heard somebody say Matt Leinart can't play. Tell me the last time you heard someone say Johnny Manziel can't play. Tell me the last time you heard someone say Brian Big Country Reeves can't play. Tell me the last time you heard someone say that what's the other white boy we talked about earlier? Wally Zerbiak can't play. Tell me the last time you heard someone say that any white boy basketball or football player can't play. Tell me the last time you heard someone say that Jay Cutler can't play. Mark Sanchez. Tell me the last time you heard someone say it. Tell me the last time you heard someone say Tim Tebow can't play, and everybody and their mama know that Tim Tebow sucked as a quarterback. I've never heard Chris Collinsworth say that this guy, he just can't play. I've never heard it. Chris Collinsworth has even said that he wasn't that good of a wide receiver, and he actually was. Chris Collinsworth was one of the best, especially just big wide receivers, the tall guys. He was one of the best ones during his era. And he says, yeah, I couldn't play. Oh, man, I was slow. And he was. He wasn't fast. But that motherfucker had hands. He could catch, and he was a tremendous route runner. He could run routes, and he could catch his ass off, which are two of the main things you need to be able to do as a wide receiver. That's all I'm saying. You don't hear anybody talking about these guys that you would consider being bust, even though that's subjective. You still don't hear it. Why in the fuck do you hear Stephen A saying it? Why in the fuck do you hear Matt Barnes saying it? Why in the fuck do you hear Stack 5 saying it about Kwame Brown? Why? And this is the whole point that he's making. And this is why I agree with him. This is why half the goddamn internet is agreeing with this dude. They on bullshit. And yes, motherfuckers should call their ass out. All you niggas talking about you uplifting black folks. All you niggas talking about black folks got to stick together. All you niggas that talk about we got to come together, man. Shouldn't this be some shit that motherfuckers should be? Hey, man, you ain't got to talk about this nigga. You may not like him. And you may not say that he can't. You may believe he can't play. But nigga, you ain't got to say that shit. Let that man do what he doing. That man got a son. That man has a family. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that shit, bro. Now, if he's playing today in the league and you're critiquing that particular player, you're critiquing players that are like him, I get it 1,000%. This man been out the league. This man been out the league. You want to talk about all of these other players? You want to talk about what's going on in the league today? Fine. You want to say that this person ain't playing up to speed, this person ain't playing up to par? Fine. But to continuously harp on somebody that ain't even in the league, that ain't saying shit to none of y'all, why do y'all niggas feel the need to continue to do that shit? That's all I'm saying.
Well enough compared to your contemporaries in the NBA. You were better than me. I was a scrub. See how easy that is to accept? I couldn't play. You had a more successful basketball career than Stephen A. Smith. Congratulations.
And you hear that? You hear that? How many people talk about Stephen A. not being able to play or being a scrub? You don't hear it, do you? No. How many people do you hear comparing Stephen A. to a Shannon Sharp? Comparing Stephen A. to other sports broadcasters? Comparing Stephen A. to other people that are in his profession? You don't hear it, do you? And I'm going to tell you this. If you heard some other white person comparing or talking shit about Stephen A., they'd lose their job and they'd be called a racist, now wouldn't they? Somebody stop me if I'm fucking telling a lie. Tell me what motherfucker could be talking cash shit about Stephen A. and about him as a fucking professional, saying that he's loud, he's obnoxious, I don't like the way he speaks, he slurs his words at times, sometimes he spits when he speaks, I don't like it, it goes against the COVID regulations. He should have to wear a mask all the time. They would say he's racist. And they would probably have that person would probably lose their job and would have to apologize. Yes, please hit that like button. I don't even know how many people we got watching. Let me see here. Damn, we got almost 500 people watching. That's what's up. Please click that like button. Click that subscribe button. But I'm just telling you, you wouldn't be able to do it. There couldn't be a motherfucker out here to critique this dude without being called a hater, without being called a fucking racist, without being called some type of fucking negative fucking thing. You couldn't do it. But yet and still, they're doing it day in, day out. Come on, man. That's bullshit.
And you complaining? Talking about folks, you actually went on social media, Kwame Brown, and said you and Kobe Bryant went for 82 points and y'all won the game. That was the game Kobe dropped 81 points. So you scored 1 point? I got news for you. You didn't even get that right. You scored 4 points in that game. You were
Shout out to B New, hit me with $10. Right. Thank you, sir.
And here you are saying, no one noticed what kind of screens you were setting. Screens? You have any idea how embarrassing that sounds? Look, man, no one ever said anything about you, Kwame Brown, personally. Every single comment has been about your game. Nothing personal. I'm not gonna call.
And here's where he's lying. It's not about talking about his game. His game was not the topic of discussion. It wasn't. If this was all about, if Jeannie Buss was talking about Kwame Brown as a player, his production on the team, what his contribution was on the team, they would be cool. They would be cool in saying, yeah, he was not a good player. Yeah, he could not play the game. He never really reached his potential. He was never just a very productive player. They would be so right. Because the door was already open. They were already talking about him in particular and his productivity and his game as a player. Fine. Fine. But that's not what happened. And yes, Guiltless, you're right. She did not find it funny. She was like literally like letting that shit go by. She was like, I don't get what y'all doing. Why y'all even doing it? And you know why she acted that way? Because people don't do it. This is just nigga shit. People don't do that. This is niggas being niggas. That's what this shit is. That's exactly why she didn't find it funny, because she's like, it's no reason for her to, she's like, there's no reason for me to do that. Why would I talk shit about this man? Why would I need to have the need to talk about this? He's not even the topic of discussion. I'm talking about the transition of the team and the trade that he was in, he was a part of. Y'all the motherfuckers that's stopping this shit trying to say he wasn't a fucking player in the trade. That's the problem with this, and they don't fucking see it. She absolutely tried to move on. She absolutely tried to, I know in her mind, she like, what the fuck you on, dude? Why you trying to go in on Kwame? Like, this ain't about that. We're talking about the trade and what happened, how we got the players and the players. It's like we were talking about that. And they don't get that shit. Everything we're saying has been about your game. Bullshit. Why y'all bringing them up?
Oh, you a scrub. I'm a roll with my man Jalen Rose and others. Okay, we'll refrain. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams. No scrub, no bust. We're not going to say that. What we can say.
Shout out to Illa Dre with the $5.
Thank you, bro. What? Compared to other 7-footers who have played in the NBA, you weren't very good. Is that okay? Now, I know you're looking for attention, but what does it say that you're getting more attention in 2 weeks, ranting all over social media, than you've received in your entire 13-year career? But you know what you are?
So here's my question now. If that's what you're saying, and the stats that you brought up was Kwame averaged 6.6 a game, and that was part of your reasoning. Shout out to Monkey Boo, says all of them need to just get along. I agree, but these niggas are clearly showing that they're not going to do that. And let's just say that's what it is. Greg Ostertag only averaged 4.6 for his career. Yep, you heard that. Greg Ostertag, 4.6. Greg Ostertag, first round draft pick. He was number 28. First round draft pick, 4.6 a game. Career. All right? So, how come nobody's talking about him? How many years did he play? He came into the league in 95. Let's see if it says that. Oh, wait, I just clicked this. Duh. He was in the league for 10 years, from 95 to 2005. 10 years. By his stats, by his logic, wouldn't he say that he's a bust? Wouldn't he say that he's a bust? Wouldn't you say that he just can't play? He can't play. That's what he's saying. But you don't hear anybody talking about him, do you? You don't hear nobody talking about Greg Ostertag. There's no show about Greg Ostertag. There's no podcast about Greg Ostertag. There isn't one. You see what I mean? That's the point that I'm making about this. It's like, dude, you're talking about somebody and you trying to say this is what we was talking about. We was just talking about this. That's what we was saying. That's bullshit. That's straight bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, dude. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. But you was the number one pick. He was pick number one. Okay. I get it. I totally get it. Greg Oden. His career, 8 points. Played 3 seasons. 3, 2008, 2009, 2013. He played 61 games, 105 games total. He played 61 games in 2008, got hurt. Played 21 games in 2009, got hurt. And played 23 games in 2013. How many niggas are talking about him? How many niggas are doing podcasts and shows and shit about him? None. Manute Bol, 2.6 points over a career. That's all we saying. That's the whole point. It's like, dude, y'all are doing dumb shit because ain't nobody talking about no other players like this. Ain't nobody bringing up no other players but y'all. It's only niggas doing this shit to niggas. And the fact that he pointing that shit out, y'all mad because he did? He putting y'all niggas on blast. He's right.
I said it then, and I'm going to say it now because it's true. You're a brother that wasn't that good of a basketball player on the NBA level. That doesn't make us criminals.
And how many people do you hear saying this about white basketball players? White NFL players? You don't. Because unlike niggas, a lot of white people can just respect a man for what he does and what he is, and what he did or didn't do is of no consequence to them. And they can just let the shit go. Especially when they haven't done it themselves. That's it.
We get paid to critique the game of basketball.
You do get paid to critique the game of basketball. But that's not what y'all was doing.
It was going on long before you arrived. It's going to be going on long after you're gone. Long after I'm gone. There's a whole bunch of people, white, black, and otherwise. We ain't just talking about black athletes. We talking about athletes, period, no matter who they are. What's the difference between you and them? Evidently, they can take it, and you can't. I'll say it one more time.
Shit is crazy, man.
You're making more attention for yourself in 2 weeks, going off about people personally, than you did in your 13-year career. That's on you, bro. Now go and rant and rave all you want. It don't change the video. It don't change the facts. That lives in infamy. Deal with it, bro. Have a nice life.
That's some whole ass shit. Monkey Boo says Stephen A blasts Jordan as an owner. He blasts Jordan as an owner. Let me ask you this. Have you heard Stephen A saying that Jordan is not a good businessman? Have you heard Stephen A saying Jordan sucks as an owner? Have you heard Stephen A say Jordan was a bust as an owner? Huh? You know why you ain't gonna hear that? Because Stephen A ain't gonna talk shit about Black. Because he know Black will come and check his motherfucking ass, and Black will motherfucking let his ass know what the fuck time it is. He know that Black got enough juice to really fuck with him in his life. That's why that whole ass nigga won't say that. He'll blast Jordan as a fucking owner. Yeah, okay. I bet you it was one time and he was one time said, and I bet you it wasn't no shit that's harped on. Everybody know that Jordan ain't been a good owner. How many motherfuckers are making podcasts about it? How many motherfuckers are mentioning it every chance they get? How many people are going around saying, yeah, you just mad, Jordan, because you ain't a good owner? Nope. Ain't nobody saying it. You know why? Because that man's brand speaks for itself. His name rings out in these streets. Stephen A ain't gonna say shit. You could technically say Jordan has not been a successful owner, and by no stretch of the imagination, he's not even been close to being successful. He's been trash as an owner, but you don't hear anybody saying it, do you? You don't hear anybody making podcasts about it, do you? No, you don't. You don't hear Stephen A doing it. He's not critiquing Jordan on a consistent basis. You don't hear Stack 5 talking about it, do you? No. You don't hear Matt Barnes talking about it, do you? No. Exactly. And here's my thing. When they talk about other owners, when you have owner discussions in any league, Michael Jordan's name ain't brought up. If you talking about Mike as an owner, you're specifically talking about Michael Jordan as an owner. You don't hear people talking about Jerry Reinsdorf, and then they just bring up Mike as an owner. You don't hear it, which is my point. You don't hear it. Johnny M said we giving Kwame too much airtime. What the fuck does that mean? Because he's talking about something that's right? Because he's talking about something that black men need to fix? How is that too much airtime? Don't come to my channel being a dick and just making a general statement that has no supporting facts. He's talking about something that actually matters to me and obviously to a bunch of other motherfuckers, to where he's getting way more people getting airtime than you, Johnny M. So you should let that shit be. If you don't want to hear it, I understand that. Then you don't have to click on it. Johnny M. Miss Hawkins. See, everybody don't have an opportunity to just talk about the shit that black men are doing on social media platforms, and the shit is actually something that matters to people. So that's why everybody's talking about it, because maybe, just maybe, black men are trying to elevate themselves and trying to be better as black men. Miss Hawkins. So that's why we talking about it and giving Kwame the airtime he's getting. Miss Hawkins. The fact that this dude has gone viral for over a week straight shows that a lot of people care about this to some degree, Miss Hawkins. So why not just let it be and let Kwame have his shine? Miss Hawkins. That's not the point that we're making here about him being a good or bad basketball player. So that also indicates that you're not informed about what's even going on. You're not even informed about what we're actually talking about, which is why you should have just came in here and shut your fucking mouth instead of coming in here making a statement and asking and speaking about something that you don't know anything about. That's the problem. And I hope that you ain't a black person, because that makes it even worse. That's the fucking problem. You talking about he getting too much airtime. What the fuck else should we be talking about? Love and hip hop? Black Ink? How about Housewives of Atlanta? Would that entertain you, Johnny M? Yeah, I'm on your ass for a minute. Would that entertain you? Would that be something that we should talk about, Johnny M? How about this, Johnny M? If you think he's getting too much airtime, then you go viral with something, sir. Then that way you'll take away from his airtime. How about that? You don't watch them shows either, but aren't they getting too much airtime? So what should we be talking about then, Johnny M? Let's go ahead. Let's see what just such a highly, Johnny M must be operating on such a higher level and higher frequency than us. He got to know what we should be talking about. Come on, Johnny M. I'm going to let you tell us, what should we be talking about? What should we be talking about, Johnny M? You tell us. Enlighten us. Put us on the path. Go ahead and step up and be the leader that you obviously think we should be. No. Do I think Kwame was a good player? Let's not. We don't care about what I think. We care about what Johnny M thinks. Johnny M, please enlighten us and tell us what we should be talking about. And shout out to my man Derek for becoming a member. Appreciate you, bro. Johnny M, please tell us, Johnny M, what should we be talking about? That's the point of this conversation. You see? Is he a good basketball player? So essentially, here's what Johnny M wants to do. He comes in and says we're giving him too much airtime. Or should I say, too much attention. Then, when he's given the opportunity to explain to us what we should be talking about, obviously, because if he's saying we're giving him too much attention, we should be talking about something else. Then, when given the opportunity to have the floor to actually change the direction of the conversation and the topic and even the subject of what we're talking about, what do he want to do? He want to talk about if he's a good player or not. Oh, so we can't talk about him talking about what other black folks are doing to each other and how important that can be to us from a social point of view. We can't talk about that. We should just be talking about if he's a good player or not, which is something that Kwame himself has established at not being. Shout out to Kay for becoming a member. Thank you so much. That's what we should be talking about, Johnny? How about this, Johnny? How about you get your own fucking YouTube channel and your own social media and you talk about that, Johnny? How about that? And then maybe, Johnny, all of these people that's giving Kwame airtime would come over to your channel and they would talk about what you want to talk about, Johnny. How about that? Shout out to B New for becoming a member. Thank you so much. So why don't you go and do that, Johnny? How about, Johnny, when you see someone put up specifically Stephen A. Smith roast Kwame Brown by showing his his lowlights breakdown, you should then know that we're not talking about is Kwame a good player or not. How about you don't click on those channels and then you won't have to worry about making a statement like you did, Johnny? You see, this is the problem with people. People think that they should just come and do what the fuck they want to do in other people's space. They have no respect. They have no respect. That's the problem. Instead of coming over here, seeing what we're talking about, and then seeing if you want to engage in a conversation that's pertaining to the subject, you're not going to do that. You're going to come over here and do what the fuck you want to do on somebody else's shit. That's the problem with motherfuckers today. You see that? And as opposed to realizing what the fuck he did and saying, damn, you right, my bad, he comes back with this. Shaq does this. Barkley does this. What the fuck is your point? I am having a conversation. Yeah, you're right. You're attempting to have a conversation about what the fuck you want to talk about as opposed to what the fuck 531 people are already here talking about. That's the fucking problem, Johnny M. You're a disrespectful jackass, Johnny M. That's the problem. You think that it's okay to come over to someone else's channel, regardless of the fucking channel host, regardless of the channel's subject, and just talk about what you want to talk about because it's fucking Johnny M time. Why am I insulting you? Because you are fucking insulting not just me, but everybody that's in this fucking room, Johnny M. That's why I'm fucking insulting you. You fucking jackass. Are you fucking serious? You have the fucking audacity to ask why I'm insulting you as you came over here and fucking insulted and disrespected my entire platform, you motherfucker? Man, if you don't get the fuck out. How about that? No, better yet, I ain't gonna put you out. I'm gonna just time you out and tell you to shut the fuck up. If you're not gonna talk about what the fuck we talking about, shut the fuck up. How about that? That's what the fuck you need to do. Talk about what the fuck I'm talking about or shut the fuck up. Now, you have 300 seconds to think about that. So if you want to know what you should be doing, if you want to know what you need to be doing, you can get with this or you can get with the fuck out of here. That's what the fuck you can do. Unfucking believable. Jesus Christ. I don't understand these motherfuckers, man. That's insane. The audacity of people. We have got to be better than this, man. I'm telling you, we need to be better than this. Why would I just pick someone's fucking channel to go to and just start talking about some shit that I want to talk about? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? That's insane. No, Monkey Boo, don't tell me to fucking calm down on my fucking channel. I don't like the fact of what the motherfucker felt like they could do and the fact that they actually did it. That shit is fucking disrespectful. If I walked in your house right now, Monkey Boo, and went straight to your refrigerator and just started taking shit out of there, drinking shit, eating shit, aside from the shock value, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck is this nigga doing in my house and in my shit? So the fact that I came in your house and did not get invited and then had the audacity to come in and go through your fridge and start eating and drinking whatever the fuck I want, would you not be like, this motherfucker here? What if I just walked in your house and just started fucking your bitch? Aside from the shock of me coming in your house and 2 minutes later coming on your bitch, wouldn't you not be like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Hey, nigga. Oh, I'm sorry I'm coming so fast, man. I'm just a fast comer. Apologies. That's all I got to say. I'm trying to have a conversation. That's what when you actually get my attention, it's, hey, man, what the fuck you doing? I'm trying to have a conversation. You're going to be like, man, what the fuck? How do I just get to come into your shit with my own agenda? And it's like when I mentioned, and both of those instances that I just gave, most people, what was the first thing you thought? I'm going to fuck a nigga up if they do that. I'm going to kick a nigga ass if they do that. I'm gonna kill a nigga if he do that. Right. Vincent said, you'll catch an ass whooping. So the first time a motherfucker come in and do some disrespectful shit in your house, you ready to whoop some ass. You ready to fuck somebody up. So if someone came into my chat on my channel talking about something that's totally different from what the fuck I'm talking about, why the fuck would I not want to whoop their ass? Why in the fuck would I not want to whoop that trick? Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him. If you're going to go to someone's platform and you just jumping in and don't know what it's about, why not just wait? Or why not just quietly watch? Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and just let it go. And then if you do have a comment, let it be about the topic at hand. Let it be don't even just come in there. Hey, what y'all talking about up in here? Shut the fuck up and find out. That's all I'm saying. Have enough respect for yourself to not embarrass yourself by coming in being the dumbass. Being a nigga. Niggas are notorious for just walking into some shit, being loud and obnoxious. And then get mad when a motherfucker check them. Then get mad when a motherfucker mistreat them. You walk up in my shit talking crazy and get mad when I check you for walking up in my shit talking crazy? Man, get the fuck out of my face on the internet. That's all I'm saying. What's my total views here? So here we go. Here we go. How many subs you got, homie? Why does that matter? You watching me, bitch. You see what I mean? What's your total views? Let's talk that bullshit. What are you saying? I take my 2.5 million subs with me. Where? I got 2,500 subs and you watching me. What's the point? I don't know what's wrong with these people, man. These people, I don't know. You know what? Hey, man, this has been a great show. I really hope that people see, instead of trying to get into the beef aspect of this with Kwame and people trying to make it be about what Kwame is actually saying as opposed to what the narrative they want to spin it at. That should be what everybody should be seeing here. These motherfuckers was wrong. Plain and simple. I don't need you to look. I don't need you to be cool with me, monkey boo. I don't know you. You see what I'm saying? I don't know you, man. So it's like, I don't know you. You don't know me. But yet and still, you're steadily doing the same thing that Johnny M did. And you think it's okay. You still think it's okay. That's my point. Y'all don't get this, man. You're not clowning me. You're clowning yourself. You're on my channel, dude. What are you talking about? That's my whole thing. Now, see, Johnny M comes in now and says, can I get back on so we can talk instead of acting in anger? You don't get to come in my show and on my channel and dictate when and what we talk about, motherfucker. Then you come and say, okay, so what is your perspective of the whole issue? Watch my channel, bitch. That's my perspective. Fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all niggas are crazy, man. These motherfuckers are crazy. You want to know my perspective, Johnny M? You go subscribe and watch my fucking channel. Then you'll see my perspective. Rewind this motherfucking video and watch it again. You got about 2 hours and 40 minutes, goddamn. Y'all motherfuckers are crazy. What the fuck else this dude say? talk about monkey boo. You see what I mean? These niggas are just, man. I'm not talking about you, nigga. I'm using you to make my point. That's it. I'm using you to make my point. It's fine. This is the end of my show. I can actually edit this out and cut it if I want to. Fuck you mean? Jesus Christ. And there it is. They just won't. Can't. They got that. That's that Sean Combs. That's that gay shit. That can't stop, won't stop. Take that. Take that. They won't stop. Can't stop. It's like they come here and they want to be deleted. You try to explain it to them. You try to be rational. You try to literally make a point so they can get to understand. You try to explain and articulate yourself so that they can understand where you're coming from, and they won't do it. They just insist on it until you fucking get rid of them. This show is over. My point has been made. This is just free time. I'm done. It's a wrap. It's over. They're blocked. They're gone. It's good. You just can't. It's like you. It's so fucking ridiculous that it's like, this is why shit goes the way that it goes. This is why people come and get cussed out. This is why, just like, and it's like, it's 30 billion times worse on Tommy's show, on Tommy's channel. You got niggas exposing themselves. It just goes to show the level of people that we have to deal with in today's society, period. It is what it is. But hey, I believe that we got a good build in. I believe that there were some great points made. I believe that I was able to debunk Stephen A's mic drop. It was all bullshit. It's all fluff. It's all nonsense. And now, because there's so many people talking about these motherfuckers, they're trying to do damage control, and they're trying to make it about, we was just talking about your game. We was just talking about how you was as a player. That's all we was talking about. Bullshit. You niggas went too far, and you kept beating a dead horse until that motherfucker actually was playing possum and got up on your ass, and is now riding all over y'all asses. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. This should be a thing to where people can see this, and especially when it comes to just how we treat each other, we take a real look at it. What's right and what's wrong, what's righteous, that's what we should be looking at. Look at the points that he's made, like he said in his own stream. Argue my points. Fuck all the name calling. Fuck all the bullshit that y'all was talking. Fuck all the bullshit that I said. Fuck all that. Let's just look at the points. I'm talking about y'all and how y'all motherfuckers treat black men in sports. That's not something we can talk about. I absolutely think it is. I can show you time and time again where y'all motherfuckers literally on a consistent basis bring up and talk about black men in a negative light consistently. You want to talk about a person's play, you want to talk about a person's game when it's relative to what it is you're talking about, fine. But when you're just talking about consistently what a player or a person is based on how you feel about them, and you're using them as a whipping boy, you're using them as, you don't want to be a this. You don't want to be a Kwame Brown. You don't want to be a non-player. You don't want to, when you're doing that, that's a problem. And the fact that somebody finally called you out on it, that has a big enough name to where they can actually make some impact, there it is. I would, like I said at the beginning of the show, I would love to see all of these guys come together and say what they need to say as men and it be over with. But when I see people responding like this, when I see the response that Matt Barnes made, when I see the response that Stack 5 made, that's the problem. Y'all so busy doubling down on stupid like bitches that y'all can't come and speak to each other as men, like men should. And yes, you got plenty of people standing up and siding with and speaking on Kwame's behalf, saying, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he got a point. Yep, I agree. Because the thing is, and no matter what y'all dudes want to say time and time again, talk about Kwame all you want. But like I said, you don't see any white folks doing it to white players that were on the same, or if not less than, the performance level of Kwame Brown. And that's across sports. That's across sports. So it is what it is. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you guys so much for clicking that like button. Thank you to the new members who just joined tonight. Thank you to my mods. Y'all did an amazing job. I appreciate all of you guys. If this is your first time watching, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think and use your words to express a complete thought. I really would appreciate that. Other than that, I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that this video will help us all look at each other and see how we treat each other and why we treat each other the way that we do, and actually make a change, because the shit is not good. It's just that simple. It's not good. Atmospheric Pressure, thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Victoria Pruitt, thank you so much for subbing too. I appreciate it. I hope that you guys have a good night. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure and an honor to build with y'all tonight. Thank you guys so much. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. Peace. And
Yeah.
I'm out.
I don't ever remember feeling like this.
Here I am.
But I'm out here in these YouTube streets.
Great show, everybody.
I want you to get your fingers. I want you to get your mouse. I want you to check me out.
And all
I want you to check me out.
Happy Friday, niggas.
It's the relationship we have. Like, share, and subscribe. Coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride and subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship. Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't the first one.